Hey guys, Joe Blue back again with another episode of the Cheaters of Marvel Rivals. Got a kind of a special episode for you today. I'm going to be covering a Steam forum user by the name of Teddy Roosevelt. Some of you may know the name, some of you may not. I know the name somewhat quite well. He's a frequent occurrence within the Steam forums that whenever somebody mentions cheaters or rigged matchmaking or anything like that, in games like Marvel Rivals and Hunt Showdown and places like that, he's one of those people that always seems to show up like almost immediately and defends cheaters and victim blames and gaslights and says there's no such thing as rigged matchmaking and it's all your fault, etc, etc. One of those guys. Well, today we've got this forum thread here, somebody complaining about the matchmaking system, feeling real bad. First person in here, of course, is our main man here, Mr. Teddy Roosevelt from the United States. 178 hours on Marvel Rivals, over 2,500 hours on DBD. And let's have a look at some of the other games that he frequents and plays. It would seem like, oh, sorry. And here he has nearly 200 hours in Hunt Showdown. Not a lot of hours in Hunt Showdown, but he plays the game from time to time. Plays a lot of Street Fighter 6 and a lot of Rust. And also a game that is known for a lot of cheating. But anyway, enough of this dude's profile. Plus rep Eternity players are morally superior to us filthy casuals. Right. Okay. Sure. And let's just and then obviously he gets called out. Teddy Roosevelt here, when being asked about his rank and what's your profile stats, whatever. Teddy Roosevelt here links this profile of 3 doubloons. This is supposedly Teddy Roosevelt's Marvel Rivals stats. This is his stats, and apparently he has a 70% win rate in competitive. He has a 70% win rate in competitive. He's in Eternity is his highest rank. He was Celestial 3 in the previous first season. He hasn't played in season 0, so at least in competitive ranked mode. I don't know if he's played any regular games or when he actually started, but it'll seem he never played any competitive in season 0, so his first taste of rank is in season 1 and he went straight to Celestial 3. But we look at the total games. This is based on 67 matches, so he's only played 67 matches this season to go from Celestial 3 to Eternity. You can see here he got there in 67 games. If we just go back to season 1, which is the first rank that he played, he got MVP 56% of the time and SVP 50% of the time in his climb to Celestial. That's incredible, with a 70% win rate again. And we have a look how many games this is out of, and it's out of 102 matches. So with the 69, it's basically 170 odd games it took him to go from Bronze 3 to Eternity with a 70% win rate. Bullshit. Okay, anyway, and then and that's pretty much covering this guy's unbelievable stats. Now let's go and have a look at his most recent game here in Eternity. We can just go click on this dude's profile here. This guy in competitive has a 53% win rate. His Lunar Snow there is private profile. His Groot has a 62% win rate, quite high. Not as high as his, but still quite high. And then we got his Winter Soldier here at 59%, again 60%, quite high, but not as high as 70%. Oops, sorry. We got Namor here, who has a 53% win rate. Let's pick another game at random. Invisible Woman 1 here. Oh look, he's playing with this Alone YZ dude in a game, so he seems to be duoing with at least one other person. The Rocket Raccoon, 59% win rate. Check the Venom here, 51% win rate. Pick another game at random. Got his Hawkeye game here. We'll pick another one of his teammates, low-key, 50% win rate. Let's pick this person, private profile. Is this the same Luna? Is he playing with this same Luna over again with the private profile? There's Magneto here. Let's look at his MVP teammate here, private profile. A lot of people like to private their profiles up in eternity, it would seem, because they don't want to get targeted banned, even though there's options to prevent that from happening, but people still private their profile, which is a little bit suspicious. Fan out, is this the same one? He's playing with this fan out, it would seem, on a somewhat regular basis. Unless it's just coincidental. I didn't check the names, to be fair, so I could be wrong on that. Whole Liquor 32, 57% win rate. Let's click this Mantis game. Let's just pick some other dudes here. Another dude with a 54% win rate. Let's pick another game here at random. Another Magneto game, might be the same one, who cares. Let's pick the Winter Soldier here with a 49.5% win rate. Let's pick the ones on the on his team more. Let's go further down a little bit. Let's go let's load more. Let's just go there we go. First Eternity game. First Eternity game is MVP Thing here. Let's have a look at him. Has a 51% win rate. Let's just have a look at two more people randomly through some of these games. Let's pick this Namor one here in Celestial. Let's pick his MVP Magneto here. 50% win rate. Hopefully it's not the same Magneto and he's teaming with, he's playing with somebody. We'll see. We'll just pick this Punisher Celestial game here. Last one, he's got this MVP Hulk here. Let's have a look at him. 55% win rate. So the point of this I want to illustrate is that his win rate is significantly higher than his peers within the same rank, and even sometimes higher than him, I have seen. But let's go into some of his replays and let's have a look what we can see in his gameplay. Okay guys, just coming back here just to show you that this guy's player, the Balloons, Teddy Roosevelt, can no longer be found. He's changed his in-game name. Luckily, I already saved a bunch of his replay IDs already, so I've gone into the replay IDs and checked his career in-game and got his UID and his new name, and we can find here that Teddy Roosevelt changed his name to Bambi. Changed his name to Bambi, and let's see if we can find a game that I'd already checked previously in my video. Let me go check a. So here we can see here the Balloons with 51 views, win rate 76. He's got this Magneto game here on Shin Shibuya 15 KD. I think I do click on it. Well, let's have a little look. Skip across here. Skip through. Oh, do I click on it? Am I going to click on it? Am I going to click on it? Let's skip forward. Whoa. So I'm about to click on a game. His Invisible Woman game, I think. Oh no, the first one there, the Magneto one. Here we go. And we've got Alone YZ _ MVP, 3 doubloons, S3T, Ivan, Swati, and Dell. And we go back here, scroll down. These are the Magneto games. It was 15 KD, was it? Oh, here we go. Magneto, 15 KD. 1 week ago, we click it here. Oh, look. Alone YZ, Bambi now, Ivan, S3T, Sweaty, and Dell. So this confirms that he has changed his profile name, and the reason why he's changed his profile name is, well, if we go, and I finish off here, I say, oh, I also have a nice selection of replay IDs from your games. Maybe I'll do a video on you if I find anything interesting. So since he has read this and knows he hasn't responded, he went radio silent as soon as I've said that, and is now no longer speaking within this thread. And he hasn't replied back at all. And since a day later, after having said this, he has changed his name in the game in order to make it so I can't find his profile, because he thinks that maybe I don't have the replay IDs saved. Okay, so this was the first thing that I saw. This is basically right at the start of the game. We're going to go through this real quick here. And it's basically him pulling this Black Panther, this Super Fishy 9000. He doesn't really have line of sight of him. He charges, he pulls his arm back, so he's ready to pull this arm. And he spins immediately where the Black Panther was, right, instantly, which suggests some kind of aimbot. And then now the Black Panther's behind here, behind line of sight that he can't see. And he immediately throws it out, can't really even see what direction the Black Panther's going to go in. Immediately intercepts this Black Panther. He couldn't have known he was going to dash forward. And you'll see that he perfectly snatches this Black Panther straight out of the air and whips him across and kills him. Watch it again in slow motion.
That's what I need.
So the Black Panther dashes across, he pulls his arm back. Black Panther immediately comes across the left. Like, this guy tries to like go towards where the Black Panther was. Now the Black Panther's over here. Now he hasn't, the tentacle of his arm hasn't even left, his arm hasn't even left him yet. You can see that the Black Panther's behind here. He hasn't begun his animation to dash yet. So you can see like he's like either melee attacking here, or his dash is just about to come out, of which this other dude cannot see, the balloons can't see. So he's there again, the next frame along. It's there. Now the dash animation begins. This is where the dash animation starts. So he can see it, but again, he's already begun his arm to be whipped out here at this point already. So you can see here that you can see that the dash is happening, but like it's already in mid-arm launch, that he has to react to this and predict, right, that he's going to where the Black Panther is going to be based off of limited visibility, right? So we can already see that he's facing this way, and already his arm is deviating off, like by a script, to intercept where the Black Panther is going to end up. Because, you know, we'll see here. Right? So as you can see here, like he's looking in this direction, roughly where the Black Panther is. He's throwing the arm out, and the arm's already taken this like massive, like 90-degree like angle to where the Black Panther is, like falling perfectly in line to intercept where the Black Panther will end up. Look at this. Like perfect snatch and grab on the Black Panther here, just like completely locked onto the dude. Didn't have really proper visibility of the Black Panther, but perfectly while still looking at the Black Panther, his arm just like Inspector Gadget fucking magic bullets its way towards the location where the Black Panther will be, when he's not even looking in that direction for it to fire in that direction. Very suspicious. Pretty suspicious, man.
That's what I needed.
That's one arm grab on the thing. Bearing in mind, the arm grab doesn't work on the thing because he's immune to repositioning. Just know that this is his first time of many. And then this is super suspect here on the Black Panther.
That's what I need.
He spins and snaps towards the Black Panther over here with basically no information.
Much better.
We can see the Black Panther here on the left through the wall. There's no signs of footsteps. There's no obvious signs that this Black Panther is there. But as soon as he winds up the arm, immediate lock onto what would appear to be the closest opponent. So it would seem that maybe there's some kind of aimbot tied to his arm pull that will just lock towards the nearest enemy, or he's just toggling it as he's doing it. But he just seems to just spin and snap to this Black Panther with no knowledge, and he just immediately, as soon as he pulls his arm back, bang, he snaps to the Black Panther.
That's what I need. Stick around.
Okay, so I just want to interject this in here. So the reason why potentially he turns immediately to the Black Panther isn't because he's necessarily got an aimbot, but he might have a radar hack. You see here, plus radar to show enemies. So this is a Moral Rivals cheat. Also note that it's called Pussycat. So we've got our cat references here on this cheat, and I screenshotted this from a cheat provider for $4 here. I believe that's a day, $4 a day for this cheat. And yeah, got a radar to show enemies here.
Armed and
I am ready to put on a show!
This is a Celestial player's first fail with Winter Soldier's ultimate.
come back here.
Second arm grab of the Thing, with more than enough time to react to the Thing being there and previously already knowing that your arm does not work on pulling the Thing, but did so anyway without thinking at all.
Here they come.
Seems a little bit sus that he knew where the Hawkeye was there.
Come back here.
It's like he turns left and looks that way, even though he can't see anything that way, right? There's the wall and thing blocking it. Maybe he's just looking around casually. Who knows? But it seems like he might know that the Hawkeye's there, right? Then he hears the firing and then goes to investigate. It's almost like he knows the person's there. He moves into position whereabouts they are, and he's kind of just waiting for confirmation, and then goes around and kills the Hawkeye, or goes to approach the Hawkeye. Arm grab attempt number 3 on the Thing. Still hasn't realized that it doesn't work on the Thing.
I am ready to put on a
Arm grab number 4 on the Thing. Still hasn't realized that it doesn't work on the Thing.
Again. Again.
Odd placement here to be looking, when if you was trying to get information on where the players were, then you'd stand here, right? Use your third person camera to see where people are. When you just sort of stand here and then look this direction, kind of makes it look like you have wall hacks and you can just see where they are, right?
Again. If we're gonna do this, it needs to be now.
I mean, you can make the argument that he hears the rocket there shooting in the back, but he could also be looking through the walls and can see that the rocket's on his own, right? Like, he might hear the rocket, but he doesn't know the rocket's on his own, right? Unless he's got walls, or he could just be going to investigate because he hears the rocket. You can make that argument, but it looks like he's looking through walls. You can even argue that his crosshair was over the rocket, looking directly at the rocket through the wall. Maybe.
Whatever this beacon is, it's done. Come back here.
What? Hello? So the rocket dashes past him. He throws out the arm. Immediate lock and snap to the rocket raccoon. Perfect. No over aim, no under aim. Instant bang, got ya.
Come back here.
Really? I'm pretty certain he's got an aimbot function tied to the arm pull. Maybe not his bullets and his shooting, but definitely the arm pull. And since the arm pull pretty much is a game ender, that's one way you can potentially hide it, right? Use wall hacks to eye up your target, aimbot on your arm to pull people in and eliminate them. So you can guarantee you can take out the rocket, take out the Black Panther, guarantee that the squishy targets that you target will get pulled, pull the tanks into danger and get melted. Keeps trying to do it on the Thing, hasn't recognized in his head yet that it doesn't work on the Thing. which you'd expect a Celestial player to know and not do. But of course, if he's just acting on an aimbot and he's just pulling whatever he grabs in front of him without thinking, then that might explain why he keeps doing it on the thing over and over again.
Come back here. We're done. Again.
We should be notice here that this, after he's used his ultimate and misses, somehow retains 20% of his charge for his next ultimate. Where did that come from? How did he get it? Because that's not how Winter Soldier works. Even if you hit people with it, if you don't use it and it disappears, you do not get 20% of your ultimate back.
Again.
As soon as he uses it here, you can see 17% in the corner there. That is arm grab number 5 on the thing, and it still hasn't realized that it doesn't work on the thing. Celestial player.
Armed and
I am ready to put on a show.
And here he goes to use it instantaneously on the Magneto, but his arm, because it's made of metal, gets sucked into the Magneto ultimate. You think a Celestial player would know that your arm doesn't work on Magneto's ultimate, just like it doesn't work on the thing, but he instantly snaps to the Magneto. Watch it there.
we make a good team.
I am ready to put on a show.
Bang, straight on the Magneto.
Shields up.
So that's another arm grab there on the Magneto, in which he hasn't remembered that it also doesn't work on the Magneto.
Armed and
I am ready to
dangerous.
put on a show.
Got his ult back already pretty fast there because of the basically 20% start off, and as soon as he got the ultimate, he used it pretty much straight away, so it's not really a spectate bug or anything like that.
Told you to keep your paws off.
Might be a good time to stop that.
You're up.
That's 3.
Glued to that Magneto right there. Looks like looking through the wall there at the Star-Lord and whoever else that was on the right.
Much better.
Is that
We're
pulled that, threaded the needle on that Winter Soldier right there. Like, I could barely even see the dude, but he just pulled him out of there. Winter Soldier there, Noble Phantasm comes jumping in here through this Invisible Woman distortion field and somehow threads the needle past the thing straight onto him, pulls him out, kills him,
we're done.
and bang.
Armed and dangerous.
Immediately gets ultimate again, immediately fails it. Celestial player.
Come back here. We're done here. We're That's what I needed. We're
I mean, it looks like looking through walls, bro. It just looks like looking through walls. You could say, yeah, he saw him, picked him out. He's just going to do that anyway. That's what Winter Soldier does. But hey, man, it does look. We do see him seemingly looking through walls. So it's like he's looking directly at them through a wall. As soon as the Winter Soldier comes out, he moves with him,
That's what I needed.
grabs him, pulls him.
We're done here. Stick around.
Threads the needle on him again.
Stick around.
Okay, now that's a bit dodgy. Like, he's going for that Winter Soldier. Like, he's looking for him. He has no information of him. He could get the rocket. He could get the storm. But he's determined to get the other Winter Soldier there. He doesn't really know where they are. He's not seen them. And grabs them out of anybody there. Watch again. Let's Go back a bit further.
Much better.
Right, so the Winter Soldier is here, I believe. This is the Winter Soldier. Right, so the Winter Soldier's coming. He still hasn't seen the Winter Soldier. Still not seen the Winter Soldier. He's charging up. You can see the Lunar. You can see the Rocket. You can see the Storm. He's got 3 good targets here. The Storm, the Rocket, the Lunar. But instead, he goes around further, searching, grabbing a Winter Soldier, of which he didn't know was there.
Stick around. This is real fire. Armed and dangerous.
I am ready to put on a show.
What's that? Fail number 3 on his ultimate, or is that number 4? What's that? Arm grab number 6 on the thing, and still hasn't realised he can't pull the thing. 70% win rate, Celestial player, the same.
Get that vehicle moving again.
And this looks kind of sus, man. Like, again, like if you were trying to get information on where people were, wouldn't you stand around here and tilt your camera so you can see over the edge, so you can see who's there and charge up an arm pull? This guy just sits purely within cover, just looking seemingly through walls once again.
This is real firepower. Disabled rocket vehicle.
70% win rate, Celestial player walks into the Storm ultimate.
Armed and dangerous.
I am ready to put.
What's that? Ultimate fail number 4, number 5? 70% Celestial player.
Much better.
That shot there looks almost like Trigger Bot. Like, he just literally killed the Storm he wasn't even aiming for.
Back in action.
So, he's shooting for big hairy toes here. Storm's at full health, by the way. Okay, she's lost a lot of her health there. She gets some of her health healed. She's a half health here. Like, can anybody explain to me why is this prioritizing the Storm over the Strange, who is clearly like blocking the shot, right? Like, this makes me think, right, that, you know, maybe there's some kind of scripting involved. You know, people have these, like, scripts that seem to automatically, you know, trigger an ability when somebody uses their ultimate and cancel people's ultimates, or to lock onto certain targets and stuff like that. And you start thinking that maybe there's a priority system, like who to focus first, and they've got it set to prioritize the DPS over the tank. So when it comes into a situation where it can either kill the tank or kill the DPS, the cheat, the script that is running is deciding that it's the DPS that will die. And so Storm dies here when arguably they shouldn't be dying. Like, the Doctor Strange should be dying in this situation here. They're both one tap. The Doctor Strange is clearly blocking this shot here, but somehow it's gone above the target and hitting somewhere completely different and eliminating the Storm, which makes me think it's some kind of script to prioritize the DPS. It will make me wonder if there was also a support stand-in here within proximity that was also one tap. I'm wondering if it would hit the support first and kill them instead of the Storm. But we'll never know that information. But interesting nonetheless. And they end up winning the game, and Doubloons here is MVP. So you can see there that Doubloons there is MVP, and they win the game. Okay, so this video's gone on for quite long already. It's at 30 minutes. I've only got through one replay of one game. I did go through some of the other replays, but I think I'm just going to show brief clips, some of the worst examples of some of the other games, and try and keep it as short as possible and just cut out a lot of the analysis of every little piece. I'm just going to grab a couple of bits that are also a bit sus and just use those, and hopefully get to about 40 minutes, something like that.
The final 10 seconds.
I feel.
Whoa.
Was that truly your best?
Perfectly timed shot, just like that Bucky arm, on the Black Panther. Seemingly perfect positioning for the absolute perfect intercept. Like, he didn't even have to rely on the AoE damage of his primary attack. He got it fully timed based on projectile speed to where the player model would end up to be a perfect hit on clutch reaction. Within a fraction of a second, he calculated all the positioning, all of his fucking speed of his projectile, the movement of the cloak and dagger from invisibility to the drop speed, calculated like a fucking Terminator robot sent from the future, and it annihilates the cloak and dagger with perfect precision on the aim there.
So weak.
Okay, that looks like fucking trigger bot there or something. Like, immediate bang, like crazy reaction. Like, is that celestial play? Like, to me, this looks like his aimbot's locked to the Hulk. His aimbot locks to the Hulk and he just doesn't know what to do. Like, wouldn't any even moderately decent player, as soon as they're being attacked, presumably by the Hulk, like, how much information does he have when he knows it's the Hulk that's on him? So bang, he knows the Hulk's on him. He can see it's on his screen. Wouldn't you just immediately grenade launcher your way out of there in another direction? Wouldn't you just go, like, right click, left click away somewhere? But this guy attempts to try and fight this, like, basically full health Hulk. Doesn't even clutch switch to a shotgun. So he doesn't even, like, clutch switch shotgun, grenade launcher away, zip line away, reposition, attack the Hulk. He doesn't do any of this sort of stuff that I'd be immediately thinking this guy looks like a bronze player who just decides to go toe to toe with the Hulk as the Punisher. Strange. Okay, that's a bit weird actually.
They hit a checkpoint. Now, Mike,
Okay, that does look like a bit like some sort of aimbot going on there.
is it time to stop them?
It's like the aim goes up, hits the Loki immediately to the Hulk.
Out of sight.
Is that the first time? Is that the first time he's used his grenade launcher just to position himself behind this wall here? Uh, 70% win rate, celestial player here, bro. Like, let's just watch this again, bro. He's literally locking to, like, multiple different targets here, but because this one bit of wall here can't be destroyed, all of his damage was neglected, was negated entirely. So the guy does a little flashy grenade launch up, zip line or whatever he did to get into the position, rolled out his turret thinking, yeah man, I'm so good. The one time that I actually used my grenade launcher is to make a flashy maneuver to get my turret out, only to get it on the exact piece of terrain that I cannot shoot through and completely look like a clown.
Out of sight. I'm hunkering down.
It's like, what's he even? It's like, what's he even aiming at, man? What's he even aiming at in any of this? Like, he's just locking to different targets. I mean, look at the tracking on the Hulk here. It's just crazy tracking. Bam. You think after you took half health, you'd immediately try to reposition, right? Because you know you're taking damage while you continue to push the direction in which you're taking a lot of damage in. Your DPS, you're squishy, so as soon as you start taking damage, you know you're on an angle you probably shouldn't be standing on. At least not standing still, right? Jump up and down, jump around a bit. Makes you wonder if the Hulk here has wall hacks as well.
Battlefield ready again. Battlefield ready again. We're rolling.
Why is he looking that way though, isn't it? Like, does he see the Namor there? Because he's just throwing the squid out there now. So he doesn't know the Namor's there. But he almost like he catches the glimpse of the Namor through the wall and is now looking towards that way. Okay. Like there, he moves. It's like he moves his camera towards the Namor. He sees the Namor, and then shoots. His aim immediately snaps to the wall, to the Groot wall. Like his aimbot's locking to the Groot wall, right? Watch again on slow mo. So firing at the Groot wall, Right, and then he sees the Namor. It's like, and he looks to the Namor, then immediately shoots the Groot wall. Then looks to the left, like on the, and then to the Namor. I mean, this looks a little bit sus here, the way that he's locked to the invisible woman. Like perfectly locked to them, perfectly trailing behind them. Like almost too perfect to be human. I think did it get stuck on the Magneto for a second? I think it did. It seemed to lock to the Magneto for a second. I think it might have even hit a Loki clone as well by accident. But as you can see here on his stats currently, his win rate has dropped from like a 70% down to a 60%, but he's made it to 1 above all. So he's one of the top 500 players in the entire game, and he's just rising. Can we see the full chart? Can we not see anything going further back? Well, basically, it's only been like a few days, maybe a week at best, since I last looked at this guy's stats from before, and this guy's gone from celestial to one above all within basically like a week. So we can see on his one above all, he's now just playing lots of support all of a sudden. So before he was playing lots of carry players, like carry characters, playing you know, your Namors, your Punishers, playing a bit of tank like Magneto, but now he's like gone full. As soon as he's like hit one above all, it's like he's gone full support. But still, this guy basically plays an awful lot of support, a lot of Luna, a lot of Invisible Woman, well, a bit of Invisible Woman, and yeah, but he plays a lot of support when he got into one above all, except now but as you can see, like now he's like down here in Celestial, he's playing a lot more carries, Punisher and stuff like that. It's like he just seems to, when he got into one above all of a sudden he's just playing support all the time. Strange, isn't it? That he's playing all these tanks and DPS characters to get him to one above all. Then when he gets to one above all, starts playing supports, even though he doesn't really typically play support in his match history. Isn't that strange? So the guy started on January 18th. I believe season started January 10th. So he started after the first season started. So he's gone from bronze 3 this season, from the very bottom of the bottom all the way to one above all. I started from platinum 1. I started back from silver. So I started from silver at the start of the season. Because I think I got to platinum and I think it went down 6 divisions, I believe, on the last reset. If I remember correctly, I believe I started in silver. So I started from silver and climbed to Grandmaster and not been able to get beyond Grandmaster, and I'm being constantly pushed down. Whereas this guy seemingly just flies to the top 500 with a now 60% win rate, was 70% win rate.
Why would I need healing? Feeling fantastic. Anyone willing to help?
Like the straight snap and snap. It's like, it's the wobbly aim of times. Like it just snaps to a person and then the crosshair just wobbles around the player.
Anyone willing to help? That's much better. Psionic surge! That's much better. Psionic surge!
Like it just snapped to the Doctor Strange there. Like during all of that, it just snapped perfectly locked to the Doctor Strange.
Anyone willing to help? That's much better. Psionic surge!
Yeah, it's like perfectly on his head, then like to his elbow, and then like locked off.
Anyone willing to help? That's much better. Psionic surge!
Like perfectly to Doctor Strange's head. Throughout all of that noise, when it goes bonk straight onto Doctor Strange's head.
That's much better. Psionic surge!
Okay, guys, that's about it for this episode then. I've condensed as much down as possible to try and cut it down, otherwise this would have ended up being like a 2-hour long video. This is essentially 4 hours of footage condensed down to 40 minutes. I've had to cut out a lot of stuff, and I still had like another 10 replays to check and I didn't check. So I think it's pretty obvious that this guy cheated to get to one above all with his 70 to 60% win rate. I think it's quite suspicious. I could have gone through every little detail and stacked up all of the times where it looks like his aimbot cracking, but I think there's enough evidence here to suggest that he is in fact cheating, so I'm going to leave it there, guys, and see you in the next one. GG, guys. Peace. I'm out of here.
Look, there comes one of them now.